Good morning, good people. Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub here. Pissed off this morning, man. Extremely pissed off this morning. We got to talk about it. Because these Raiders, man, these Las Vegas Raiders are really starting to aggravate me a little bit. Starting to really aggravate me. I'm an individual. I don't really do too many lives. So when you see me having to take the time out of my day to do a live, that means I've reached my breaking point. I've reached my breaking point. It's unacceptable, man. And you know, being a fan of the Raiders for as long as I've been a fan of the Raiders, it's unacceptable. What they're doing right now, the way they're going about things, it's just totally unacceptable. And I wish I had it in my heart of hearts to really just say, you know what, forget this squad and pick up another team, but I just can't do it. I wish I could, you know, adopt another team and just, you know, just totally, slowly eliminate the Raiders out of my system, but I cannot do it. I've been a fan of the Raiders way too long for me to just drop them at the wayside like that. So I just have to get used to being frustrated by the team that I love. But it doesn't mean that I can't talk about these things, and hopefully maybe somebody can make me understand why the Raiders are as bad as they are. Why, year after year, the Raiders are continuously as bad as they are. We got to zero in on the problem, man. We have to zero in on exactly what the Raiders' problems is, because this is ridiculous. I've been a Raiders fan since I've been a little boy. And year after year, it's nothing but disappointment. How is that possible? I don't understand it, man. The Raiders, the reason why it's so inexcusable for the Raiders to be that bad, especially this season, is because of the mere fact of the matter that I look at the league right now where I see quarterbacks like a J.J. McCarthy, who seems to be a rookie. You got Dart, that plays for the Giants. He's also a rookie. You have Shedeur Sanders, who's a rookie. How did we get stuck with Geno? How did that happen? How did we get stuck with Geno when you have a surplus of young quarterbacks that was out there in the draft? Who do we blame for this, man? Year after year, at the beginning of the season, everything always looks promising for the Raiders. And then once the season starts, everything falls to the wayside. And it's real frustrating, man. And as Raider Nation fans, when do we stand up and say enough is enough? When? I can't understand it. I'm going to say it again. I'm a firm believer that if Pete Carroll put as much into the team as he does in chewing that gum on the sideline, I think we'd be a better team. In my humble personal opinion. Week after week, you see Geno wetting the bed, and you do nothing. You never change a quarterback. You do nothing. You just live with the results. Geno will play a game where he'll throw 3 or 4 picks in the game. Do you ever think about maybe changing the momentum, putting in a backup quarterback, doing something? This was the year we revamped the entire team. We revamped the entire squad. The entire Raider team. And yet still, we're probably the worst team in the NFL this year. And I'm being totally honest with you, man. This season, if the Raiders were at least competitive and losing, the majority of Raider fans would have been okay with that because at least we're building towards something. I'm sure the Raider fans were a lot more proud of the Raider team that they had last season under that coach as I compared to the team that's on the field right now. Because at least that team gave effort. They tried to play for that coach. I don't understand what's going on, man. And it's the most frustrating thing. It's the most frustrating thing. And one of the main reasons why it's frustrating is because we happen to have one of the best defensive players in the NFL right now, Max Crosby. How much longer do you think he's going to sit down and put up with this nonsense? How much longer do you think he's going to sit down and be part of a losing culture that doesn't seem to really want to do anything to get themselves better? Yeah, we say we keep trying, but in my eyes, with the amount of picks that the Raiders had in the draft yesterday, you're going to tell me you guys couldn't get one quality quarterback out of that? You had picks in the first and second round. Are you trying to tell me you guys could not get one quality quarterback? I mean, when I heard we were getting Geno, I'll be totally honest with you, I had no other choice but to sign on because of the mere fact of the matter that my team was trying. Was I 100% happy with the Geno pickup? Absolutely not. For the simple fact of the matter that I didn't think he did all that amount of great things when he was in Seattle. Yeah, he won games. Yes, he won games. Yes, he did win some games. But did he win a Super Bowl out there? No. Now, mind you, I didn't pay a lot of attention to Seattle at that particular point in time because it's not one of my teams. But I just don't remember Geno being the best quarterback doing the greatest things at that particular point in time when he's out there in Seattle. He was just a quarterback. But right now, playing for the Raiders, he doesn't even look like that. He doesn't even look like he wants to be there. You're telling me there's still hope. I don't know, man. I don't know. How could you... You see, you got to understand something. As a Raider fan, there's two teams I cannot stand to lose to. One of them being the Kansas City Chiefs, and the other one being the team that we lost to last night. Now, I happen to have a lot of I happen to have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans. So during the season, we do a lot of trash talking back and forth and stuff like that. What do I have to say to these guys today after the butt kicking that my Raiders took last night in our own house by the Dallas Cowboys? I don't even have a leg to stand on. And it's real frustrating, man. It really gets frustrating time after time to know that I've got so much love for this squad. I've got so much love for Raiders and Raider Nation. But at times it just feels that, you know, the Las Vegas Raiders just don't love us back the same way. They stick a bunch of crap together, put that on the table, and we have no choice but to absorb it. I at least wanted to be competitive with the Chicago Bears because of the fact of the matter that Ben Johnson decided to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears and he didn't take our Raiders coaching job. I at least want to be competitive in the wins and loss category where that was concerned. We can't even do that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Ben Johnson has the Chicago Bears in first place in that division. Okay, it may not be much, but you fail to realize what I'm saying to you. He has that team in first place as a rookie head coach. I just can't understand it. I can't understand it, and I'm running out of excuses. Every year we had a different excuse. Okay, we had a rookie head coach. Every year. What are the excuses this year? We have a veteran head coach. We have an offensive coordinator that's supposed to be an offensive coordinator guru, according to a lot of people. We've got a quarterback that's been playing in the league for a good amount of time, so he has experience. What is our excuse this season for looking as bad as we do? We got an all-star rookie quarterback that I believe if he was used the right way, there's a possibility he could have been in contention to be rookie of the year. What is our excuse for looking as bad as we look? Somebody got to tell me. Because this is getting borderline ridiculous now. I love the Raiders, but at times I feel the Raiders don't love me back the same way. And here I am, I'm venting because I'm really, really pissed off at the results of last night. Really pissed off at my team. Extremely pissed off. But you know what? I'm going to go home, get a good night's sleep, and I'm going to be loving my team tomorrow again to go through the same frustration. Which I don't mind because I enjoy being a passionate fan. I just wish that the Raiders would realize that there's a lot of us out there that are passionate about the logo that they wear on their helmets. That are passionate about that team. And maybe at some point in time, maybe they'll put a team on the field that will play for us. That will love us back the same way. Because unfortunately now, I have to start agreeing with the mass. The Raiders are starting to look like the joke of the league. And it's okay with being a joke of the league 1 or 2 seasons, but this is an ongoing thing with these Raiders. Every single year, they seem to be the joke of the league. Denver Broncos have turned it around. Denver Broncos are right now the leading candidates in our division. Denver Broncos possibly eliminated Kansas City Chiefs by beating them over the weekend. They might have eliminated them from the playoffs. Kansas City's going to need a whole bunch of different teams to do a lot of different things in order for them to make the playoffs. Which that hasn't happened in God knows how many years. So in my division, I've watched Kansas City dominate the division. And now I'm watching the other 2 teams get better in my division. Where the Raiders just stay the same. And what bothers me the most is, I don't know I believe it was last season. If it wasn't last season, it was the season before. Where we played Kansas City. And we were mollywopping Kansas City. Kansas City ended up coming back and winning that game. But I remember their head coach saying, because I believe that year Kansas City won the Super Bowl. And I remember hearing their head coach say that he had to thank the Raiders because it was after playing us that they realized exactly how unready they were. Now, I take pride in those type of comments because that lets me know my team is turning the corner, they're getting better, and they're starting to get respect. And what ends up happening after that? We fired the coach and we revamped the entire team. And now we got what we have right now. Now, is there a possibility that this particular squad can get better? I mean, I can't see them getting any worse. I really cannot see them getting any worse. So now I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. How you doing, man? I hope you're not a Raiders fan, buddy. I hope you're not a Raiders fan because really I'm up here venting. I got to get it all out there because it's festering inside of me, man. To be loving a team as much as you love them and all they do is just wet the bed every single week. every single week. What am I talking about? I'm talking about those Las Vegas Raiders. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to try and keep it very humane. I happen to be a Raiders fan, and after that loss that they took last night to the Dallas Cowboys, there it is. I got one of my cousins right there giving me a call right now because, of course, he wants to make fun. He wants to make fun of how bad my Raiders got. I'm really not in a good place. So, I mean, the bottom line is we're going to go through another year with the Raiders not making the playoffs. I just can't fathom what the excuse is going to be after this season, after this horrible season. We have a quarterback that he can't even score touchdowns. He can't even throw touchdowns. He throws more interceptions than anything else. And again, the reason why stuff like that bother me is when I see guys like J.J. McCarthy out there in Minnesota, when I see Dart out there with the Giants, when I see Sanders playing with Cleveland, when I see the young quarterback that New England has, you're going to tell me that nobody in my Raiders organization could draft a quality quarterback? At least if I had a young quarterback and I was losing games, I'd be okay with that because he's going through his growing pains. If I had J.J. McCarthy on my team, I'd be okay because you see the potential that this quarterback has to offer. He's one of the young quarterbacks that I really, really love watching play. Okay, I believe he's injured right now, but during that time when he was healthy, he was doing some amazing things, as far as I'm concerned, for a young quarterback. How is it possible that year after year the Raiders cannot draft a quarterback? How is that possible? How? It's getting rather frustrating, gentlemen. Raider Nation, Raider organization is getting rather frustrating. It really is, to see all these other teams just flying by us getting better while we're still at a standstill trying to get our shit together. So here it is, another season basically wasted. Why? Because of the mere fact of the matter that they cannot draft properly. It's the only reason for it. And I'm going to continue saying it is unacceptable. And if there's any other Raider fans that happen to watch this video or whatever the case be, I need you guys to start stepping up, man. I need you guys to start talking. I need you guys to reach the mass with your voices. Let people know how you guys really feel about it. I can't be the only one feeling this disgusted with the team. It's impossible. There's got to be other Raiders fans out there that are equally upset about what's happening. Nah, man, don't be upset quietly. Voice it. Voice it. Enough is enough. We need all of these individuals to start hearing our voices and know exactly how pissed off we are. And we're not willing to accept any more of this nonsense, man. We want to see the progress. We don't want to hear no more about progress. We don't want to hear nothing. We don't want to see stuff on paper. We want to see the results on the field. If Max Crosby decides to leave, man, I can't blame him. Why? Because he's given us every single thing he has. He's been through at least 3 to 4 coaches on one team. And every year it's a promise that, yeah, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And nothing ever happens. Enough is enough, man. I guess what Pete Carroll is going to do is wait till the end of the season, when there may be, just 2 or 3 games left to the season before he starts putting in a backup quarterback? Yeah, okay. And you know how pissed off people like me are going to be if the backup quarterback goes in and wins a couple of games? Because if he goes in and wins a couple of games, those couple of games that he will win at the end of the season will make that much more of a difference. Because right now we've only won 2 games for the entire season. You guys made the Dallas Cowboys look like Super Bowl champions last night in your own house. How you doing? How you doing? Anyways, people, all that to say, man, I've had just about enough of the heartbreak. I ain't got no choice. I got to sit in this nonsense for the rest of this season, but I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that you guys can start planning for next season now. That you guys could start really adapt a winning culture out there in Raider Nation now for next season. You can't ask us dieharded fans to sit through another season of this nonsense, man. You can't. And I'm sorry, Pete Carroll, if you're not going to make changes when things are going bad, then really and truly you should have just stayed and retired. You can't continue week after week seeing your quarterback throwing balls, getting picked off, doing absolutely nothing progressive, and not be willing to make a change. You cannot do that. The Pete Carroll that was out there in Seattle wouldn't have done that, so why are you doing that here? With that being said, people, I want you guys to share, like, subscribe to this channel and help this channel grow. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub is a pissed off Raiders fan, and he's asking for change. And anybody else out there that happens to be a Raider that happens to be part of the Raider Nation, please jump on board. Please start screaming from the top of the mountain, because we need change. I want you guys to have yourself a blessed day, peeps. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Come on, Raider Nation, we got to do better. Deuces.